Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. So I'm at Mike and Dobbs's farm, Mike and Brian's farm, and I really don't know how I feel about this video, but Marcel came and talked to me last night and told me that they're wanting to sell. So they're putting this farm up for sale, I guess. Well, Mike and May are just, I think they're having serious rethoughts about retiring in the Philippines. I guess they're thinking about staying in the States now that May has her citizenship. And I don't know if you guys recall or not, Dobbs and his girlfriend have property in Samar. Mike and May have other property in the Philippines as well. And I don't know, I think there's a variety of reasons that they just want to sell this place. The corn is just about done. But they, whether or not I've never really asked them, I don't know how meticulous they were on their record keeping. Whether or not they ever made a profit on the farm, I don't know. I would doubt, because they've made so many improvements on it. They put up all these buildings here, a lot of labor, fixing that culvert on the road there. I mean, I can just about say that they haven't made an overall profit versus expenditure, just because they've done so much improving here. But for the farm produce itself versus labor, sales versus cost, just on the farming side of it, I couldn't tell you. So, as I understand it, this property ended up surveying at 2 hectares, I think. I really can't remember exactly. You'd think I would know, but I don't. I think that's what it is. And Mike or Brian, either of you can leave comments, and any factual errors that I make, feel free to correct. Now look at you guys. These are the little guys and gals that we're going to be moving to our place probably in a week or so or less. And these are the little bit bigger gals that we're going to be moving. And Petra is around here somewhere. She's probably back in that main pen. But anyway, as far as I know, this farm is 2 hectares. And as I was saying, they've made quite a few improvements. They've made this little caretaker house and the shop. That shop was a fairly large expense. And they put in a well over here. I don't know exactly how many feet deep it is, but it's full of water and serviceable. And all this area in here, all that low-lying area there, one little dam down there where the walkway is, and this could all be cleared out and made into a fairly decent sized fish pond. And back along there where that creek comes in, It could also be flattened and widened a bit, and another good-sized pond put in there. Now the banana trees, I can't recall the exact number. I think there's close to 1,000 that were planted here, and they're planted all over, both the Lacatan and the Cardaba. How you doing, Nick? I think it's somewhere around 1,000. And the soil here in this flat-ish area is amazingly good. They have raised a lot of crops here. Now, whether or not they were ever able to make a profit more than their labor costs, I cannot say. But the main, same as before, the same criteria before as now. The main selling point of this farm, this property, is not that it's so much a farm. I mean, it is farmable. It can be farmed. They have farmed it. But one of the main attributes of this property is the view back up there. And I know my knee is not going to like going up there, but I'm going to, just to show you guys. Also of note are all these limoncito trees. I think there's close to 500 limoncito that were planted, and you can tell by that lighter green. The lighter green is the new growth, so the vast majority of them are doing very well. They have survived the transplant without too much shock and are growing. There's another row of them that goes that way. There's a row here, a row there. I don't know, it looks like there's 5 or 6 rows. So that's an even bigger plus for the farming side of it, especially that so much of it now is less labor intensive than the row cropping. The limoncito trees, the banana trees, much less labor intensive than vegetable crops. See, how am I going to get up there? Let's just go through here. That's quite the little hike up here for an old fat man with bad knees. The first video I took of this property, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I was standing right back there on that knoll looking this way. And this property is kind of, I don't know, pie-shaped, I guess. As far as I know, the property line is right back in there. Back where those trees are. And it goes along that area there, all that they've planted. This is the Mahone here for this corner. Now, it was originally thought that the top of that hill was the boundary. And that's what, when I initially saw that, that's why I was thinking this would be a much larger property than just 2 hectares. Because they said it was 2 hectares when we first started looking at it. if it encompassed that hill all the way back in here, it would have been the 7 or 8 hectares that I had guesstimated. But as far as I know, it surveyed out to 2 hectares. Now, you can see the ocean right back in there. That's the ocean. This is a pretty flat little area right here, and if you were to build a house here with a rooftop deck on it, like I've got on my place, that would put you another 15 feet up in the air. You'd also have view of the ocean back that way. I don't think it'd be hard pressed to get high enough to see the ocean that way. But from the top of that hill, it's like, I don't know, a 240 degree view of the ocean, because it just goes all the way back around. This is kind of a little, you know, it's not a peninsula, but it's just on that edge. And this actually is a pretty good view of the ocean, even from here. As far as I know, the property continues that way, maybe another, I don't know, 100 meters. That's what I know. Now Mike or Brian can correct me if I'm wrong. But this area here was just never cleaned and planted like the rest, because I think there's a pretty steep drop off right in there. There's a watershed gully that comes from back here, goes through there, and I've actually never been back in there. I think it's pretty steep. I think that was the reason that it wasn't quote unquote developed. Now, I know I mentioned it in the beginning of the video. As far as profitability, probably the way that they have this farm set up now with the limoncito trees and the banana trees is that even if you had an employee or two, it would be profitable as a farm, because so many have been planted, and there's probably room to plant another 500 limoncito trees. I mean, they go from here in rows all the way back to the other side of that cucumber trellis. I think the 500 was the initial order, and they all seem to be doing well. The bananas were done in fits and starts, 100 here, 200 there, 300 there, and so I can't give you an exact number, but I think it's close to 1,000 banana trees were planted. So there is quite a bit of profit potential, but I just think that Brian would prefer to live on Samar, and Mike and May, while it's not written in stone that they're not going to retire into the Philippines, they're probably not. They're going to be in Florida. So this farm is for sale. Price, 5 million pesos. I didn't ask if that's negotiable or not. That's the price, 5 million pesos. You can see and if you've been around for a while, have witnessed the work that's been done on the road. A little bit of work still needs to be done, but you basically have your own road from the Barangay Road to here. Video somewhere, but just wanted to give you a little test drive on this new portion of the road here.
Two times I will pass there.
How many?
2 times I will pass.
Two.
I will carry around wood.
Tate, this is where he got the poles for the piggery, so he's driven on it a couple times already, and it seems to be holding up just fine. If you listen, you don't hear nothing. It's just quiet and peaceful. I mean, I love it here. Not quite as much as I love my place, but this is a nice little provincial farm, a nice little provincial piece of property. If you enjoy your peace and quiet and solitude, this would be a beautiful place to settle down. Nice little home back there. You get to look over everything. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. So 2 hectares probably will eventually generate a small income, and the price is 5 million pesos. You guys you can contact me or Maricel by email, but I would prefer if you guys dealt directly with Mike and May. I would I don't know if they have their email address posted on their YouTube channel, but they do have a YouTube channel as well, Mike and May's Great Adventure. You could either search for their email on their channel, or I don't know, leave a comment on their last video. I'm sure that they would see it. And we'll go from there. 2 hectares, 5 million pesos. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.